All right, it's time for NOYZ BOYZ and girl.
Oh boy.
All right, so there's me, there's Alex,
Nah.
and Liz. Or I forget your actual name. I think it was Liz?
Yeah, my name is Elizabeth Gina Gutierrez, and I only say that because my initials are Egg.
Nice.
Egg.
This is the first fan entry, I guess, in the podcast. Liz has been hanging out in the Discord, which I've been shilling on every episode. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It's always in the description, but we wanted to do a little bit of NOYZ BOYZ, complain about Overwatch some more, talk about various bullshit, like how a tornado came by yesterday and the day before and totally fucked up my town.
That was about right for Illinois.
Fuckers didn't get your episode on Wednesday. Stop I'm a content creator, okay? Stop fucking pushing me. The Patreon rewards are coming on their way.
Patreon is such a good platform.
Anyway, yeah, tornado went through. It was pretty cool. There was, I went downstairs. I was, Tim's mom, because I live with my roommate's mom's basement, because I'm fucking player. And she was like, hey, you need to go in the basement. And I was like, I guess, whatever. I went downstairs and I cracked open a Red's apple ale and tried playing Dishonored 2. And then the power went out. And I went upstairs and the fence was gone. And a tree fell literally 2 to 3 feet away from my car. If it was anywhere closer, I would have been in financial distress. Would have been pretty sick.
We would have had to put up that Patreon way earlier.
Yeah, like in the last 2
I gotta
hours.
get in that Patreon. Patreon.com/DSP Gaming. But,
the only professional.
that's what I've been doing. And then the Patreon, then the power came back on this morning. So, and then I immediately started editing Dungeons and Dragons episodes, which is pretty cool because that's another podcast I do on the same channel. You should probably recognize it. Anyway, Overwatch.
All right, finally, I could fucking say my piece about how pissed off I am. All right. So, I did my placements. Got immediately placed the diamond. And I was master last season, so that's fine. It's pretty much where I expected to be, right?
Yeah, because Season 4 just started. I played a little bit of Capture the Flag, remembered why that mode is fucking dog shit.
You mean Capture the Draw.
Anyone thought it was fun. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's like the worst shit ever. I hate it. Yeah, monkey's paw, that's what I call it. Because I was one of the guys who was like, hey, Capture the Flag, it's a first-person shooter, where's Capture the Flag? Oh god, what have I done?
CTF is never a fun game on FPSs. Like, even on Halo and shit, it's never fun to do it, because everyone's always just trying to kill each other as opposed to actually doing the objective.
Mm-hmm. Because in Overwatch, there's 2 objectives to it. You know, there's defend the flag, which no one ever does, except for your Torbjorn and Symmetra, which you always fucking have, because people still think that's a really good idea. Maybe a Bastion who gets destroyed by a Tracer, because he's an idiot. And then you have 3 people who ineffectively try to attack the enemy team and die.
Not with this new update, because Bastion's actually super fucking good, and they're gonna nerf him immediately. You know, the worst character became the best character, now he's gonna be the worst character again. You know, typical Overwatch balancing.
Yeah, because like there was a PTR with like, hey, we're gonna shift Bastion's power. All right, here we go. People are worried he's overpowered. Whatever. Literally the same day that hits live, PTR patch, Bastion gets nerfed.
Yeah, but the problem with Bastion though is he is way too powerful. Example. If he's in tank mode with an Ana boost, he legitimately cannot be killed. The only thing that can actually do damage to him is another Bastion who's Ana boosted.
A draw, then.
Yeah, pretty much. It's awful. Like, he survives a D.Va ult tab. That's 2,000 damage. That's more damage than anything that you can do in that game.
Yowza.
But anyway, enough about him. So, Overwatch has this new thing for the new season that really pissed me off. So, you know how in competitive games you have decay if you're at a high rank? So you can't just, get at your point and then sit there for 8 years. Like, in League of Legends, if you don't play for, like, I want to say a month, you start to lose your points, you start to decay. In Overwatch, it was a week. You need to play a game a week to keep your rating. Whether you won or lost, you just need to play a game. Now, you need to play 7 games a week to keep your rating.
That seems pretty excessive.
Yeah, a little. I was very, very upset with this the other day, because in my eyes, it just feels like I don't want this game to be a fucking chore. I don't want to be at work thinking, oh man, I gotta get my 7 Overwatch games in right now, man. Like, if I would be like, oh yeah, I'll go do 1 game real quick, but I gotta think, oh man, I gotta do fucking 7. I gotta try to play like at least, an hour and a half a week, or I'm just not good enough.
You know what they say? One game a day keeps the rank decay away.
No, one a day actually is still not good enough because of the 24-hour period. You actually need to pretty much play 2 at least one day, because this game's awful. Okay, so, like, what pisses me off about it the most is that I see it as, like, that this whole modern gaming Twitch era bullshit. Like, I fucking hate the way this game makes me want to play this fucking, like, only wants me to play this game. I don't want to only play fucking Overwatch all goddamn day, okay? I don't want to play fucking Overwatch for 16 hours a day with a face cam set up, okay? I don't care. I'll play ranked when I fucking feel like it. Don't make it my goddamn chore to do so, you piece of shit.
But don't you like the fancy sound effects and people donate to your Patreon?
You mean when they do Twitch subs and I have the little shitty animations played in fucking pixel sprites and I bro fist the camera? Thanks for the 12-month subscriber, AssBlaster83.
Oh, and this is a donation from Bulbfucker 2008.
Hey man, just gonna go kill myself today. Okay, bye. Oh yeah, have fun.
Kick cancer's butt.
Don't forget all those fun emotes. Oh yeah, I just put up the middle finger emote, guys. Now you can flick me off while I fucking lose at this game because I keep trying to fist bump this camera. Make sure it doesn't fall over in the middle of this fucking match.
It's because the Overwatch was designed with esports. That's the main focus.
The product of the generation, and I don't like it.
Okay, but how many Koreans play it?
Massive amounts, I assume.
Okay, but
it's a Blizzard game. Koreans are going to play it no matter what.
Okay, but how many Koreans play it compared to StarCraft 2?
I don't even know if StarCraft 2 is popular anymore. I have no idea.
I saw freaking documentaries about StarCraft 2 within the last
StarCraft
2
2
years.
is pretty much dead.
Really?
No one fucking. It's all about Overwatch now, man.
Yeah, gotta hop in that new meme train.
New Blizzard game, new fucking esport.
Floor dedicated just to Overwatch, and there was nothing else there. There was no fucking. Oh man, let me go to the. I'm still mad about this. I spent a lot of money to go to PAX West. Oh, let's go to the Blizzard section. Oh, it's for Legion, an expansion that came out 2 months ago. I can sit and play a level 1 character and do the intro of this expansion of a fucking MMO at PAX. Could you fuck off? Anyway, the new Overwatch character came out. I think it's Asari. I forget her name already. There was this leak, supposedly, by a Blizzard employee that was like, hey guys, it's going to be Chinese New Year event, and May's going to get a dress, and there's going to be a spider robot coming out.
Her name's Orisa.
Like, no, her name's Oriana.
Yeah, Oriana Asami Salami.
It's Orisa, and she's a fucking spider tank thing with a fucking tusk on the side of her head. I actually like it a lot.
It's cool. It's like those ancient, Africana type artifacts that you can find in antique stores.
Yeah, so that leak, people thought it was like, oh man, this is so real. It's definitely 100% real, and it's like, I don't think I was against it. Like he predicted that there would be the Chinese New Year event. The May gets a new dress called a Ki Pao, which she got because there's and then there was a spider robot that was coming out, and I think he just said spider robot and that was it. But so I mean, technically you could look at it and say he's 3 and 3, but absolutely none of that is requires insider information. Because, one, Chinese New Year, there's a lot of Chinese people that play Overwatch. It's meant to be, multicultural.
Well, so not even that. Remember, China's the biggest country on the fucking planet. Every goddamn online game is going to celebrate Chinese New Year's.
I mean, just look at all the movies.
The reason that Warcraft is going to get a sequel. Because it bombed in America because it was a fucking terrible movie.
But China loved it.
Alex didn't want to do an episode on it because he didn't even go see it.
It's true. I didn't go see it. I didn't care. My friend fucking pirated some Russian subtitled copy of the internet and we watched that on stream.
But I saw the spider robot. I was thinking okay, if this is true, I want a spider robot that's I didn't expect it to be a tank, the new character to be a tank, because tanks are... the new Overwatch meta is World of Tanks.
Yeah.
And so I expected, like, oh, there's gonna be a spider robot. It's gonna be like Broodmother, where you can lay webs and crawl all over shit and like jump on people.
Yeah,
and have, like a mini.
I saw some like concept art leaks, and it was like this really spindly looking Omnic, and it looks like freaking Necrons or some shit. But no, all of a sudden it's like, hey, look, it's an elephant woman.
They probably changed their mind because they actually were gonna make Doomfist, but they pushed up this robot first, this tank first, because they realized that Reinhardt's a must-pick at all times, every game, no matter what the map. And they're like, okay, we need to do something about this.
That's because Reinhardt is fantastic, and he is literally the funnest character I've ever played in a first-person shooter.
I don't understand how you could possibly
does.
find that fat, slow, boring piece of shit fun. I hate playing Reinhardt.
There is not a single thing that you do as Reinhardt that I do not get immense pleasure from.
You mean standing there and sometimes holding your left click and then sometimes charging things and doing nothing really engaging and then hoping your team behind you does anything?
Maybe if you play him like a fucking dingle-donger like you do.
Hey, who's Masters and who has Reinhardt as his third most played fucking hero last season? Like, kiss my ass, I hate that character. I mean, to be fair, half of it is because, oh hey look, it's the Overwatch law. 5 people picked characters and I'm the last pick. Well, I have to pick Reinhardt or we're just not gonna win.
Yeah, well, suck it, because Reinhardt is fun to play. I'm okay with him being 100% pick. I'm okay with the game being
I'm okay with the game
with also 2 Reinhardts.
I'm okay with the game having the entire left half of the character select screen be unviable. You literally can't prove me wrong.
Alex is he ranked in Master last season. I barely got to Diamond because the last 3 games I played, the other side like gave up because someone like disconnected, someone went AFK, and I think the other one was like they were fucking
So
terrible,
the TF2
so
syndrome.
steamrolled them. Pretty much. TF2 is always a stomp in one way or the other, but it's TF2, so who gives a shit?
See, what if she was just getting you fucking shit posted about? Like, when I play Team Fortress 2, example, I would go to 2 Fort, the worst map in the game, and I would never actually play 2 Fort. I would play Spy, get my cloak and dagger, and then take my sweet-ass time and slowly, like, crawl walking over to the enemy base, climbing up and trying to count how many snipers I could kill. That's how I made my own little minigame.
And then, or you sneak all the way over there and just a pyro, because he's playing pyro, just sprays the entire area for literally no reason, and then you get caught and you fucking die.
No, you still stab the snipers because they're not paying attention. In fact, you get 2 points for that because that was a risky kill.
No, but you're ruining the game.
Speaking of TF2.
You're rooting for the game for the fun snipers who are playing Duck Hunt with all the fucking soldiers jumping around. That's all I ever did when I played TF2.
I got banned from a lot of those sniper versus servers because I would go in there with the Darwin's Danger hat, and because it was like headshots only, and I would go with the one that couldn't land, like couldn't take headshots, because they thought that poly count set was a good idea. Good fucking job on that, Valve. I almost said Blizzard.
What do you mean? I thought we were talking about Overwatch.
Actually, hold on, one more thing, because I want to talk about Overwatch. So the TF2 update that's going to come out next.
Oh god, they're still trying?
They're doing class updates for everyone again.
Oh,
and
boy.
Pyro's the first one to get it. And they said that it's going to be the largest update the game's ever had. Pyro's going to get a new weapon. There's going to be significant changes to how the class works. He's going to get a whole bunch of shit. There's going to be there's official maps and then a bunch of community maps. It's going to be good. I'm glad that they completely abandoned Man vs. Machine. Glad I spent so much money on those tickets that I can't use now. Pretty awesome.
Man vs. Machine was fucking bad and you know it.
Motherfucker, I will kill you. Man vs. Machine is like Killing Floor, but actually.
Hey, I'm a gold in
We
League of
can't queue
Legends.
together. I'm Masters near Diamond. It has to be a 500-point difference.
Hey, Alex, I'm a gold in bots on League of Legends. You shut your whore mouth.
Oh my fucking god.
There was a guy, I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast. He might. His name was Yoshio. He was from an old forum I went to. And I only remember him. I remember him for 2 things. One, he would only play bots in League of Legends.
Oh my god.
Like, easy. And number 2, he would pretend to be like a 6-year-old with a 2-year-old brother on the site that would like share his account. He would post in the forums and he creeped me out. Anyway, that's a little snipe at Yoshio if he's listening to this podcast. No particular reason. I just wanted to kind of get that out there and throw a slap your way.
That actually reminds me of someone I worked with at Best Buy in the Geek Squad. He had this one laptop that we'd use for like, we need to find out how to fix this thing. No, he installed League of Legends on that and played actual ranked games while at work.
What?
He would like sit there and he had like shit ping. His ping was like 4 billion, but he kept playing.
What rank was he?
I think he was like high gold. I don't remember.
Damn, son, that's higher than I just got to gold. I see. What I do is I get to gold every season and then just quit playing because I got my rewards. I don't care anymore. Fuck you.
Yeah, I doubt he's listening to this podcast, but if he does, hey, don't tell anyone I told anyone.
Is he still working at Best Buy?
I think he is. He recently sent me a friend request on LinkedIn, and I was like, oh, I remember you.
Oh, ew.
Sorry, I only accept professionals.
So speaking of jobs,
I like
the main
diamond
reason
players.
I wanted to have you here on the podcast was you used to work at the Lego store.
Oh, yeah. That was a trip. I've worked, 7.5 years in retail, and 6.5 of those years, 6 of those years, was at the Lego store here where I live, which I will not disclose because that store is kind of... But I have a lot of stories from back then. If you wanted to make an entire episode about it, I could totally fill 3 hours worth of time with this stuff. But some fun highlights.
Give us a small taste to hype up the episode.
Yeah, let's see. I got a few highlights here. Do you remember that time when Lego tried to switch out Bionicle for some like Animorphs bullshit?
Yes, I hated it.
Yeah, so we had one of those like, little frog heads from one of those sets, and me and my cousin, who got me the job when I was 15, which was highly illegal, we built this like 4-legged car man with the head, and we named him Rothgar, after Beowulf or some bullshit.
Wait, hold on. Did you say Rothgar or Rothcar because he had 4 legs?
He was called Rothgar because he had 4 tires for legs.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so we were like, we'd put him around like the fucking store, and our assistant manager at the time, I'm not gonna say his name because he's kind of important later, but he saw it in like right next to the registers, and he'd like put it in like the playman. We'd pick him up, put him in like the display case in the back, where you can like pick out your own Legos to take home, and he'd pick it up. And one time we put him in like right next to the door to the back, like at face level, and he grabbed it and he chucked it at the wall, and he just exploded everywhere. Poor Rothgar died. Like I want to say in year 2002 or some shit. I don't know.
Didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, he was dead.
Rip in Rothgar.
That was one fun time.
Why was he so mad? Did he just
No, it's because we kept putting him in like his face level at random places in the store, and we did that for like 4 hours straight. He just got pissed.
I was under the impression this was like over like 4.
No, this was in one day.
A couple of days.
This was one
This guy
single
snapped
day.
immediately.
It's because he was like the most hideous looking creature anyone has ever put eyes on. Oh, here, son.
I only have one story with Bionicles. I think I told it the first NOYZ BOYZ, where I was sharing like horrible things that I still felt bad about. Where like my mom's friend would have like a garage sale like every summer, and I went over there and like the only thing I wanted was this Bionicle. So I was like, sigh. I sure wish I had a Bionicle. And she said like, oh, yeah, go ahead and pick out anything you want. And she wanted to give me the Bionicle because that was like the only thing that she would actually be able to sell. I got the white one, and he had like a surfboard, and he was real cool. And I stuck him to the wall.
Yeah, his name was like Kopaka, I think. He was fucking sick.
That's first gen Bionicle. Thank you very much.
Yo, suck
Exactly.
me.
Hey, Bionicle lore.
And everything.
Remember that time we were at your mom's house, Alex, and we watched the Bionicle movie?
Yeah, Bionicle Mask of Light. That shit's my jam, dude.
Yeah, we watched that, and we watched some other... I think we watched Little Panda Fighter. Like,
Oh,
in
yeah.
your mom's
Yeah.
living room.
We watched... It was like Chop Kick Panda or something.
That's right, it was Chop Kick
I
Panda.
remember because that shit had... that fucking shitty movie had that stupid kid who was just like a fucking asshole for no reason. It's like, hey kids, you ready to have fun? And he's like, fun's highly illogical. And I'm like, bitch, you know what's highly illogical? My hand in your fucking face. I hate you, you little bastard. God, I hated that fucking
day
movie. It was so
because I woke
bad.
you up. because I slept downstairs. I woke you up because I was listening to Homestuck music downstairs, and I remember you yelling at me. But I remember you yelled, "That better not be fucking Homestuck."
Yes. Or I remember I told you the stupid story of that creepy ass painting my mom has of the fucking melting fish knight.
Razor.
Yeah, Razor. Because okay, my mom has this really creepy ass painting her friend made like years ago or some shit. And it looks like there's like this weird looking knight with like a fish melting on its head. It looks kind of like Razor from Dota 2. And I just, it was like in our basement, and I showed Tad it, and I'm like, hey Tad, you want to hear the stupid story about this fucking painting? It like comes to life at night and shit. And I just told like this really stupid story to him. And he goes to sleep, and my mom wakes him up carrying this fucking...
Hold on, let me tell this part.
Fine, do it.
He showed me, it was like a melting like knight. And he was like, whoa, it was all kind of fucked up looking. And so, like, you know, later that day, I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. And I go to sleep on the couch without a blanket because it was like 3 a.m. And so it's like 6. And Alex's mom gets home from work. She's like, oh, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give Tad a blanket. So I hear her walking towards me. She's holding a sheet. And I see her, and I jump off of the couch on, like, I think I jumped like 3 feet in the goddamn air and screamed because in my stupor, it looked like Razor from Dota 2 was about to smother me with a blanket. I screamed out loud in genuine... There's only been like 2 times I've experienced genuine terror. That, and one time we were playing Smash Bros. And you did the reverse Ganondorf punch and I landed right in front of it. I screamed with genuine terror.
I thought you were going to say when Hussey didn't stop Homestuck.
No, that was just depression.
I've been screaming ever since, like just internally shrieking since Homestuck, quote unquote.
Implying it's ever going to end. But another fun story from Lego. One time we got broken into.
Oh god!
So this one supervisor, let's call him Gerard. He was like the typical weed smoker dude, you know, like high 40% of the time. And
Gerard,
yes, Gerard, the weed man, which is not his name. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And so I come in, and this morning, it's just like, hey, what's going on? It's typical Friday, and he's just sitting there with his hand on his like on his forehead, just at the front counter. Just he looks like he's about to lose his mind. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, shit. We got broken into last night. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I go up the back. It's straight out of a fucking spy movie. The ceiling tiles were busted. There was dust all over the fucking floor. There was some fucking blood drips from where he nicked himself in like the ceiling. This guy like crawled in through the fucking ceiling. And Gerald the whole time was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I called the cops, but they don't know what to fucking do. Turns out that there's like a Zales 2 doors down from us, like a diamond store. And they were trying to get there, but somehow they broke into the fucking Lego store instead of us.
It sounds like a comedy.
I know, it's like Ocean's 12.
He's going through the events. He's like, now I know what a TV dinner feels like. And then he goes through there and he's like, all right, we're above the diamond store that we need to get to fucking save our weed horse or something. And he breaks in there and he's like, oh no, it's just Legos. And then they all came to life and he had to like fight them and shit.
Yeah, like ironically enough, nothing was stolen. There was no fucking sets missing. None of the money in the safe.
He didn't even take any.
No, he didn't even take any of the fucking Bionicles. We had shit tons. That was before they canceled it. And that's a funny story. I remember when like 12 kids would come in and be like, are they canceling Bionicle? And we had this like script we had to read the kids going like, Bionicle is currently going on a hiatus, which we don't know when they'll come back, but their stories will keep being told or some shit. And best part, like 2 years ago.
Duty.
Best part, 2 years ago, they brought back all the originals and they rebooted the fucking franchise.
Nice.
The fucking Toatahu's back. He's here. His buddies Liwa, Gali, Kopaka, and the other 2, whatever the fuck.
And all your favorites.
And all your favorites that I don't know or care about, kids.
I was up for up to like 6 a.m. a few months ago reading Bionicle's lore.
Oh god.
It was like
Why?
10 p.m. It was 10 p.m. and I'm like, man, I'm kind of bored, but I don't want to go to sleep, and I'm too lazy to edit this podcast. What should I do? Oh, hey, look, there's a Bionicle thread on V. And then it was 6 a.m. and I was reading about Bionicle.
Did you go on the Bionicle wiki?
Lore is basically...
I did.
Bionicle lore is basically just like, dude, what if like the entire world was just like a giant robot?
Dude, what if the entire world was a giant robot made out of Lego?
Really makes you think. Really gets the old gears.
Best part was when they fucking got sued by some like East Asian island in South Pacific because they were using like their terms improperly, and so they had to rename the little people, the Matorans, to Matoran because apparently what they had been calling them was like a small, like a Loki deity or something. I don't know. I'm like a jackass, but that's what it was.
Huh. I thought they were all based on like Hawaii.
Yeah, like the
Towad.
Yeah, those are actual
Polynesian.
terms. Those are actual terms. But like the one for the young ones, the people, they were called like Tohunga or something, and that's like high priest or some shit. And since they're like lowly people, the Hawaiians were getting pissed off, like, oh, you can't name our high priest after your fucking children, and so they were sued, and they had to change it to Matoran. Yeah.
What's Matoran mean?
Nothing. That's just some bullshit name they've made up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one where they're just like, oh, let's just put some words together. How it works?
Fuck it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
It'll sell. And it did.
Yeah, and it did for a long time.
Just a little taste of the Legos.
Oh yeah, Lego is fun. 7 whole years.
There was one other story you told me that was pretty fantastic from being the only girl in your computer science courses in college.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, there's a couple of those, but the big one that I remember that I fucking still don't understand how this person exists. She was some girl who would like try to get guys to do her work for her. And nice. I'd be like, hey, it's okay. We're 2 girls in the class. It'll be fine. And so she started like working with me. And eventually I saw what she was doing. She was trying to get me to do her fucking projects for her. And I was like, no, I'm busy. I have to go see my partner. Yeah. You can do the work. She dropped out of the class like 2 weeks before the final was about to go.
So she was holding on for a long
time. And like,
how did she expect to get past the final?
That's the thing. I don't know. I think she was just trying to like, because the syllabus is usually like, oh, the projects are like 45% of your grade and participation is another 35. And the final is only like 10% of your grade. So you can fail that so long as you get 100 and everything else.
So her plan was to just have everyone else do all the work and then just bomb the final.
And I saw her again in like one of my final classes, like before I graduated, and she was doing the same shit. And it was a stat class or something, and she dropped out on like 3 weeks in. And I was like, wow, she's back at it.
So she's just an awful person.
Oh yeah, she was a terrible person, and I managed to like fucking snuff out that flame. But I saw her again, and I was like, hey, what's up? And she was just like, what do you want? I'm like, oh.
Like actual psychopath.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh,
you're not of no use.
I'm like,
I don't want any part.
I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm about to graduate. She's just like, oh, that's nice. Just staring at me, walks out, goes into the bus, goes home. I'm just like, she's probably never going to graduate.
Fucking baboon.
But another fun...
My college classes are pretty similar. There's no one doing shit like that. But, like, I drove 30 minutes to go to Oglesby today, to go to my college. And then I go in there, all right, let's do some chemistry after my first chemistry test, I got a 50%, or no, I got a 60% because it was all review stuff, but he used different terms and I wasn't paying it. I didn't bother to study because like, oh, this is all review shit. So I bombed that one hard. Second test, I spent a week studied the wrong shit. There was 2 questions on it based on stoichiometry. Whoops, got like a 13% on that. And I'm like, all right, I got this. As long as I get like 80s on the next test, as long as they just, go in there, wham, bam, thank you, man, getting this shit done. All right, I'm ready to learn. Go in. He says, hey, everyone, what's up? Brings up Komodo dragons on the computer. 10 minutes later, we go home. I drove 30 minutes for this. He just talked about how Komodo dragons have mouths full of dirty bacteria and they don't get infected. Man, isn't that weird? People are looking at their blood. Maybe we'll be able to make some cool shit. And then he sent us home. College.
Fun fact, there are people who inject venom into their veins to try to get like some immunity to it, and they will actually become immune to like cobra venom and like black widow venom and shit.
Well, yeah, your body gets used to it. You giving yourself small, non-lethal doses of it.
But that's kind of the dumbest thing you could ever do. Because if you fuck up, oh, it looks like I'm dying. Rip.
Well, I mean, you call it the dumbest thing ever, but you just said earlier that it works, so how dumb could it possibly be?
Yeah, but I mean, like...
They did it in that Vin Diesel movie, the New Chronicles of Riddick. He kept, like, biting himself with a snake.
I thought you were going to say
Fast and Furious 7 out. Then he bit his dog with it a bunch.
Yo, Riddick's the fucking shit, by the way. I'm glad you like those movies.
I have pitch black on my phone.
It's fucking sick, dude. I love them.
Another fun fact.
It's like a third of my phone's
Another
memory.
fun fact. Those Riddick movies were made by Vin Diesel. Like, he paid for the whole thing. Because that was, like, his fucking...
Vin Diesel's a
circle jerk.
huge fucking nerd.
He is.
I love it. I want to play D&D with Vin Diesel.
He
Vin D and
used to
Diesel.
play Heroes of New Earth. Fun fact. Like, he was being interviewed and just listing off a bunch of, like, games that he played. He listed Heroes of New Earth as one of them. I'm like, oh, holy shit, that's awesome.
Heroes of New Earth. I remember nothing about that game except it was very, very, very dark, and I watched you play Goblin Techies and just, like, put shit in, like...
No, I played the Engineer.
trees.
He has the mine ability
Same
from the
thing.
techies, but he has a bunch of other abilities, too.
And I just, like, it was like, man, those were really fun, Alex, when I go all the way to Plainfield to hang out for the weekend and then watch you play MOBAs while I played Phoenix Wright. Pretty great, wasn't it?
Hey, man, sorry that I
Alex.
had more important things to do than you.
That's actually what, like, I would do with my ex, which is leads into another fun college story. But she would, like, play League, and I'd just be sitting there like, hey, that's cool. Playing, like, Phoenix Wright or playing, like, Pokemon or something on her bed while she just had the time of her life on League and, like, also casually playing WoW in the background of that. Casually plays
playing
WoW.
Gee, Alex, some of these are sounding familiar.
I mean, hey, man, you can try to make me feel bad, but this happens to a lot of people, so I don't care. I have done literally nothing wrong. I'm a villain. I am a super villain whose motives are arguably better than the protagonist.
You're the Aridin Ampora of real life.
I am the Robbie
I
Rotten
mean,
of real
what
life.
did Ari do wrong? Besides want to kill everyone because he was fucking Elliot Rogers of Homestuck.
What did Taylor do?
Speaking of Homestuck, I cosplayed a Homestuck character once. It was in the PAX episode that only 300 people watched.
Cosplay.
See,
I went to PAX as a Knight of Doom, and I went to my friend John's house, and we made like a cape and shit, and it was real fun.
So you wore pajamas to a convention.
Yes. And the only person who recognized it was like a 400-pound dude with a My Little Pony bag.
And like I told you, Ted,
you
you're just like a cartoon character at a fucking video game convention, you fucking retard.
Hey, there are shit
Alex,
tons of shit
shut
like
up.
that. At KatsuCon the other day, there were more freaking Overwatch cosplayers than almost there were more Pokemon cosplayers. There was a Reinhardt who was like 10 feet tall.
I like this
Yeah, I
dude.
have pictures of it too. I'll send it to you guys afterwards if you can link it in the description. He was huge.
Holy shit, that Reinhardt is huge.
He's pretty huge, boys.
Because Reinhardt in game is like 9 foot.
Yeah, I know.
something.
This guy was like 9 foot something. But I was running
My favorite cosplays to see are like alternate colors of characters. Like I'll see a Captain Falcon rocking like the pink and white one, or like just different colors than the norm. Like a Reinhardt who goes wearing Paragon or something. I love that.
That's
shit.
why it's fun for Pokemon cosplayers, because they do like the most ridiculous shit. I saw this like Nidoking and Nidoqueen, and they were like actual suits of armor, like something out of fucking D&D. I, on the other hand, just do simple shit like Nanu. Nanu?
Nanu!
He was the from Sun and Moon. He was the police
Yeah.
guy, the dark type.
There were-
leader,
there were-
right?
Yeah,
shit ton of
who's
people.
just fed up with everything.
There were a shit ton of Team Skullgrunts who'd just be like, please arrest me, daddy. And I was like, I actually have these 3 pictures that were taken in succession with my friend, who I will shamelessly go, hey, what's up? And they were a Skullgrunt, and they took a selfie, like running away from me. I'm in the background chasing them. Then they're like taking a selfie as I have like handcuffs on their arm, and then there's someone else taking a picture of me just arresting them, pushing them against a wall. The best 3 pictures from the entire convention, I swear.
My favorite one from the PAX one was me crossing my arms, looking down, like head, like chin down, eyes up, with a smug look, with the words "play anime" above me. That's my favorite. I should set that as my fucking Facebook profile picture.
My face.
I'm still mad you didn't go up to Gearbox and have him sign your copy of Overwatch.
I know. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot that. That was like, there were 2 things I wanted to do. Well, 3. I wanted to play the Rick and Morty VR game. Literally couldn't get in the line for that because the line was so long that they said you can't wait to play this. So that was a real big fuck you. And then I couldn't find the Shovel Knight people. Turns out they were hiding behind Azure Gunvolt 2, whatever the fuck that is. And then I did get the dab with a guy in Earl from Toe Jam and Earl, so that was pretty good.
I did get to dab at least.
I mean, And I forget the third one already, so I forget what we were talking
I knew
about.
you were cancer, but I didn't know.
Well, my favorite story from your PAX adventures is the fucking doc guy. Like, blood flies are the only thing you have to be worried about the doc side tonight, or whatever he
I
said.
know, it was so fucking cool. That was my favorite thing I've ever done.
Slenderman would start popping up. Oh, hey, look, it's a YouTube reference.
Oh man, sweet Marble Hornets joke. I've never seen Marble Hornets. My cousin Joey was all about that shit, and I think Tim was as well.
Marble Hornets was okay. Like, the direction was good. Like, the cinematography was pretty fantastic. But, like, the effects were kind of eh. And then near, like, the end, it just kind of sort of trailed off. The other good one was 12 Tribe, which was, like, he was just this guy who was, like, doing a project about his Jewish heritage. And then he had, like, these crazy effects for Slenderman, like, coming to tentacle rape him or some shit. But the worst one I've ever seen was Everyman Hybrid, which was like these three guys, and they like the first 10 episodes were them going like, yeah, this is all a joke. We're just acting the whole time. And then they start putting in other creepypastas like The Rake and like fucking some shit from Marble Hornets or something. And it just got so fucking confusing and didn't make any sense near the end of like the first season. And yet people loved them somehow.
I mean, the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared was kind of like that, but those were enjoyable without doing... Cat, I swear to God, if you jump on my desk one more fucking time...
Well, we really are the dollop now. We have a fucking cat in every episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip this pen at her. The fuck out of here.
But hey, at least with Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, there was like... Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared wasn't doing it just to be like, hey, look, it's fucking weird and spooky. It was mostly just trying to be like, hey, look, TV's really dumb and stupid. It had a message behind it.
It had layers. It was like an onion.
Or an
ogre. It had layers. I have a fun story about that. Like, there was the people who just watched it because it's like, haha, this is funny. I'm so edgy. And then there's people who watched it and were like, oh, look, there's some subliminal messaging in this. And then there's people like Nightmind, shameless plug to that YouTube channel. You could bleep that out if you're don't want him to hear this.
Oh no, we've plugged shit like in here all the fucking time. Like I've plugged a couple Tumblr artists in here. It's fine.
Okay.
He literally just called out the dollar.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he explained it all, and it was like this really intricate thing about how like TV is killing America and youth and like young and like adult child actors and shit are being abused by their parents and all this fun stuff. And it's like, oh, that's neat. But like the multiple layers, you can enjoy it on different layers, and it's all fun and games. Like you enjoy it no matter what you're looking at it for.
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is actually legitimately very good.
And if you haven't watched it, go watch all 17 episodes of it or whatever.
You mean 7? I thought it was like 6.
Lasagna Cat. Lasagna Cat was a thing, I think, 9 years ago.
Oh yeah, it's old, but they just recently started making videos, and I fucking love their new shit so much. Oh my god.
It's so good. So for those who don't know, Lasagna Cat is like Fatal Farms, which I'm not 100% on what Fatal Farms is. Apparently they did the Old Spice commercials.
They're like a special effects like film crew or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fatal
So
Farms, tell us please.
What they would do is that they would take old unfunny Garfield strips and blow them up. Like they would have a live action thing, like do this strip. Like some people have hobbies. Some people have hobbies that involve watching Toast. And then it pops up and John goes, yeehaw. And there's like boom boom. And then it has like who's the guy that made Garfield again?
Jim Davis.
Yeah, it'd have Jim Davis's face. And then it would be like, and now we're gonna change it into Way Down Yonder on a Chattahoochee.
Yeah, they're just like a weird, shitty music video all based around it. So now they came back to doing shitty Garfield jokes again, and it's fucking fantastic. Like, they do the whole fucking shampoo thing, where he's got like 8 bottles of shampoo and 1 thing of furniture polish to go wash his hair in. So the Fatal Farm version of that is him in like a Japanese porno having shampoo sprayed on him by a bunch of weird naked guys.
And
or the fucking
Garfield
fight scene.
Shows up with furniture polish.
It's...
My favorite one is probably it's like early. It's oh god, I forget the joke, but I forget the original Garfield strip. But it was like an early 2000s, 2001, 2004 YouTube, where it's like Garfield and Odie, and they look like they're like 16-year-old, and they have like a shitty YouTube movie, and they're like talking on MSN during the entire thing.
Oh, that's a new one that just came out. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the new ones. And so he's like going over there doing like a really old Adobe After Effects stuff, like shooting lasers, doing bullet time shit.
Yeah, it's
He
fucking
like, closes
hilarious.
it out and he goes to like www. He's like, he messaged him. He's like, yeah, okay, I got to go do some stuff, and then we'll upload it to YouTube. And he goes to like www.hotfreelasagna.com. It has like fucking Jim Davis's face saying America's favorite cat. You have to click out each window.
It sounds like unedited footage of a bear, or like what was the other one that I remember?
Unedited footage. Is that the one where the bear's rubbing against the tree?
No, it's like that for the first 3 seconds, and then it just goes to like this commercial, and like the commercial just gets really surreal, and it's like an antidepressant commercial, but it looks like an allergy commercial, and it's made by the guy who also made There Are People in This House, and those are like those surreal like ARG type things where it's like a commercial, and Adult Swim airs these at like midnight, and it's like 5 to 10 minutes long, and then
those fucking things.
And then it's like
the guys who made Too Many Cooks. I know those guys.
It's like him, and like there are like websites and stuff, and you can go to the website and then like see different things about the video, and then like you can just keep going deeper and deeper into the lore of these like 5-minute videos.
I love. See, my favorite thing about those is that it hits that weird time slot, like that 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. where the only people who are watching are like half asleep, and you get those weird moments where you'll watch something on TV if you're awake at that time, and it leaves an impression on you. Like Too Many Cooks is like, oh, I guess I accidentally changed it to TLC or something, and hold on a second, this is getting a little weird.
Yeah, or like unedited footage of the bear.
Like for me.
Where it's just like, oh, look, a bear, it's Animal Planet. And then, oh, look, a commercial. Why isn't this commercial over? What's going on?
Yep. For me, it was the Twilight Zone. It left a permanent mark on me because it was like 3 a.m. I was watching Sci-Fi, and it was the episode with the clown, the army man, the ballerina.
I was just thinking of that episode.
Yep. Where I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? What is the Twilight? There was no commercial during it because I guess I either came in right after the commercial or they just didn't have one. I don't know if they were doing like a marathon or something. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Because I'd never heard of the Twilight Zone before this. And for those who don't know, the episode is just like, I think I've told this story before, but the episode is just like a bunch of these people. There's an army man, a clown, a hobo, and a ballerina. And I think there might be one other. And they're just in this featureless cylinder for like 40 minutes. And then the episode ends and they're like dolls, and they like one of them like climbs out of the cylinder and falls and like starts screaming.
I think I remember seeing that.
They're just
I think I remember seeing that when I was like 7, and I was just like, "What's going on?"
You're just like
another one that freaked me the fuck out, and I don't even remember if this was Twilight Zone or not. But like this is like a permanent thing that's like been in, like this is partly the reason why I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream spooked me so hard I haven't played it since. And it was like this little kid, it was in like this rural town, and everyone's like super scared of him, and you don't know why until he turns one of them into a Jack-in-the-Box, and like you see the shadow of a Jack-in-the-Box with a human head at the end of the string, and I'm like, holy fuck, because this kid's like, is someone with that like ability to totally fuck you up, and it's also like a 6-year-old who's incredibly moody, and I think it was the Twilight Zone, but that thing fucked me up.
I think that's like a movie.
That's one of like the scariest
concepts. I remember now. There was a Simpsons episode where they parodied that. Like a Treehouse of Horror or something, and it was like, I think it was Bart or something. Oh no, yeah, it was Bart, and he could do that kind of stuff, and then it became like The Shining as well, because he could like telepathically talk to Groundskeeper Willie, and
I remember.
Yeah, it was like something like that, but it was parodied in a Simpsons episode, and I remember watching that. I have like the whole.
That's the one where Homer's like. I remember the scene where he's like typing on the Homer. He's like, all play and no work, or all work and no play makes Homer a dull boy. And then Marge like goes over and looks at the typewriter and says, feeling fine.
And Homer's just like, all work and no play makes Homer something something. And Marge's like, go crazy? Don't mind if I do. And then he loses his mind on her. And it just becomes The Shining.
From what I understand, The Simpsons is actually ending soon. I think their final season's either now or next year.
Really?
Oh, are they actually fucking doing it?
Yep, I think they're ending it. Wow. I think it's partially because the voice actors want, like, a ton of money, because at this point they're like, show's not that great. Like, I don't really care anymore.
Didn't one of the voice actors die?
How much money... I think one of them retired.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was probably it, yeah. It wasn't
but,
I think it was Edna's.
It could also have something to do with that voice actor strike that's been going on for a little while.
I think that's only for video games, though.
Maybe, I don't know. But
What's the difference?
but I noticed while playing the new SMT Apocalypse, so like, wow, the voice acting for like the demons got a lot shittier from the last game, and it's just like, yeah, that's because of the strike. I'm like, ah, shit.
Fucking SJ. I'm fucking blaming this on those SJWs trying to ruin my video games.
SJWs. Oh, Tad, how do you say that one food item that is like a wiener in a bun?
Talking about a brat?
No. Like
Talking about a sausage?
Like
talking about a bread sausage? Talking about a warm pupper?
yeah, one of
Talking about
those.
a hot dog?
Hot dog? I thought it was pronounced hot dog, not hot dog.
I will fucking kick you for this call.
I've been messing with my girlfriend for ages because she's also from like your general area and she has that accent and because she made fun of me.
She got that nasally voice.
She made fun of me because apparently I say W like the president of the United States a few years ago. W. You know, the proper way.
W.
The proper way that Americans are supposed to say that word.
Yeah, you gotta. By the way, if you go to www.Make America Great Again, it redirects to like the government White House, and I fucking love it. It's a .gov website now. Hell yeah, we did it, Reddit. Man, this is gonna be a fun 4 years.
Oh, this is gonna be the best, dude. I fucking love it. Everyone's so unhappy. Their like pain is amusement to me.
Now they know what it was like for me when Homestuck ended.
So are you telling me that the U.S. government right now is the Homestuck of the Democrats?
Exactly, literally that. Like the amount of like pain and internal screaming that Trump and external that Trump has caused is equivalent to me after Homestuck Act 7. I will be mad about this until the day I die. I will never forgive Andrew straight out of Auschwitz Hussey because he's a fucking spooky skeleton. He weighs like 28 pounds and I could punch him and turn him into dust. I will destroy Andrew Hussey if given the chance.
Andrew Hussey. I'm so glad I paid $15 to watch Andrew Hussey get Andrew hustled.
Who?
Oh, but speaking about college, here's some fun college stories that I had back when I was still going to college because I'm a granny.
Yeah, you're like 25
I'm
or
27.
something.
Well, I'll be turning 27 in a
Wow,
month.
jeez.
Wow,
you're
Grandma.
Ancient.
You some children, back in my day, Homestuck was...
Do you want some hard candy?
No, here, kiddies.
Get some of those
These were them
strawberries.
strawberry candies. But back when I was in
I
college...
don't know. Can you buy those?
Yeah, you
actually
can buy those
or are they only
at
for
like
old people?
CVS. And like Walgreens and
Oh, that's
shit. Yeah, I
why.
know. It's grandma candies at the freaking drugstore where they go to get their fun grandma candy. AKA their pills that keep them alive. But,
hold on. One real quick side note. Last week I had a party at my grandparents, and I took my nephew out for like a walk because I wanted to go to the park and catch a Wobbuffet because I've been playing Pokemon Go for 2 weeks until I get bored of it again. And there was a can of Pepsi on the ground, and I looked right at Lennon, my nephew. I told him, "That's Beppis." I looked right at it, went over to kick it, and it looked at me and went Beppis. So now he calls Pepsi Beppis. And it stuck too, because I called my mom a few days ago, and Lennon was on the phone, and he said he was talking about Beppis. So I'm a horrible influence on him. For his birthday, I got him a stuffed Wobbuffet. You gotta teach him. You gotta teach him early on what the best Pokemon is. Don't want him to be one of those fucking
Gen 1ers.
Garchomps.
One of them Gen 1ers.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Chandelure, because it's an angry chandelier who gives no shits, and it was the first shiny I caught in like 5 to 6 years.
That's an acceptable answer, Alex. I'm not gonna ask you because it's fucking Mawile. You piece
No,
of
it's
shit.
Hey,
obviously
don't
it's the last
bully
one.
my wife.
I will. I kicked you from the Discord, and you lost your role because you were waifu posted. About
Oh no,
Mawile.
not my sweet, sweet co-host privileges. Guess I'm off. Let me tell you about.
Friendship with Alex ended. Liz is my new best friend.
Hey, can I get that co-host spot?
Never.
Let me tell you about how waifu posting ruined
$150
my
a month.
career.
$150 a month on Patreon. You'll get
I'll
that
give you
co-host
some
role.
fucking $150 Patreon money.
Oh, that's a great way to sell shit too. We can just say, "Hey, give us fucking $25 and we'll have you do a shitty episode." We talk about how you tell us about shit that we pretend we're interested in.
That's what friendship basically is. Friendship is listening to other people talk about irrelevant shit you do not care about. See, case in point, whenever I would talk to Alex about Homestuck, or when he talks to me about Kamen Rider, we just nod and go, yes, I understand.
Interesting. Yes, that new page is a pretty sick meme, Tad.
Why, yes, I understand, Tad. You do own the Tumblr URL, Roxy Lalonda, please step on my face.tumblr.com. Please, continue.
You guys are sitting there talking about friendship. Let me tell you the real test of friendship. One time, I got a Gaia Online account, specifically because my friend made me do it.
Oh no.
Now, here's where the fun begins. You see, he was like, okay, we got to make this legit. I'm not going to name him because he knows who he is, and he's going to hear this, and he's going to be like, oh, great.
He knows what he did.
He knows exactly what he forced me to do. So he goes like, okay, we gotta dress up our little faggots. That's what we call their avatars, our little faggots.
Well, hard F there. You might offend somebody.
She's
I'm allowed. I'm a
that,
homosex,
though.
okay? We
Oh, that's right.
we reclaimed.
Never mind. Continue.
So she was like, okay, we gotta dress up our little faggots. Now, I need you to get the most Japanese sounding name that you can, and it needs to start with the letter D. And you have to get another Japanese name that starts with the letter D. And I'm like, why? He's like, watch. And so he gives me this link to like the most edgy, dark Naruto RP that's on fucking Gaia at the time in like 2010.
His name is Dong Samurai Daisuke.
No, actually. So he was like, okay, so my character's name is Hitoshi Hanamura, and he sells ninja blades and ninja blade accessories. And he's like, your character's name is Daisuke Gohan, and he's a ninja whose special ability is sand in his being he can toss at other beings. If you see where we're going with this...
It's like an anime binge.
If you can see where we're going with this, we were RPing King of the Hill characters in the most edgy Naruto Akatsuki bullshit RP in existence at the time in 2010 or 12 or whatever.
I understand now.
No.
I didn't catch on to Pocket Sand.
Yeah, Pocket Sand no Jutsu, motherfucker. So
what did I think of
so
this?
we started like RPing like legit, quote unquote. Like we were just like, yeah, I sell ninja accessories, and I was just like, those ninja leaders, whatever, the Hokages, they're spying on me with their their magic ninja powers. And we spent like 5 days just like RPing, trying to make it legit. And on like the end of the week, we ended up just like spamming the board with us just going, sip sake, yup, sip sake, sip sake, yup, sip sake. Literally 10 pages of that for the whole fucking thread. And we changed our icons and our names to be Hank Hill and Dale Gribble with their pictures. And so the mod wakes up the next day and sees like all these 10 pages like, ooh, someone's been busy RPing. He goes in, bans us immediately, and deletes like the latest messages. But the kicker is that they couldn't delete the other messages that we put because we had actually like played along sort of and like talked to the other characters and gave them character development. Hard finger quotes there. Character development.
Oh boy.
And so if you go back into like Wayback Machine and somehow find this, there's got to be like a thread somewhere of the most edgiest Naruto RP where some kid's edgy Sasuke recolor is RPing with Hank Hill as a ninja.
That boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
Knocks on door. Hey, it's me, Goku. It reminds me of the time Alex and I went on our second life adventures.
Oh yeah, I loved that. That was great.
It was Dirk Diggler and who were characters again?
I don't fucking remember.
It was I think it was Dirk. No, it was you were Dirk Diggly 420, and I was Dirk Darkly 420. My dude looked like Mr. Peanut with like real fucked up fingers, and yeah, he had like real fucked up fingers. I think I was a robot at first, and Alex was like a vampire with a really huge nose.
Yeah, I was a vampire with a really wide... I look like an earthworm gym body, you know, like a huge upper body, but like teeny little tiny stick legs, and then a really big nose.
And I remember we went to several areas. We went to like this default world where there's this little like Colonel Sanders midget who every time I couldn't get it on camera because as soon as I turned on the camera, he would stop. But when he was off camera, he would like slowly look over and then spaz out like flail his arms around and go back to normal. And he did this constantly, and I could never get it clear. He was like a little tiny.
You mean like the first beta release of Hive Swap?
Oh God, that 3D trailer is.
No,
so
I'm talking
bad.
about the build, the build that they gave.
Oh yeah, it was basically
It's
that.
basically
Joey is actually just a little midget Colonel Sanders.
Fuck, I love our Second Life gifts. I'm so sad the Homestuck dream was dead.
The Homestuck dream is dead, Alex.
Yeah, because like the worlds in fucking Second Life are called like dreams or some shit or whatever, and the Homestuck one was empty, and it made me so sad. I wanted to go in there and meme it up.
There really? You mean in Second Life there was a Homestuck server and it was dead?
Yeah, we tried to go in there and fuck with them, I think, and we weren't able because no one was there. Like we went in there, and there was like a bunch of Homestuck shit on the walls. But speaking of, I think after, it was a different world. We went to like it was some anime one. We went to this dude's
Oh yeah,
room.
yeah,
My
yeah.
internet connection was really bad. Alex is loaded faster, so we go in there, and Alex is like, "What the fuck is this?" And I go in there, I'm like, "I don't know what seems to be the issue." And then it slowly starts to load in, and it's just a ton of anime porn plastered all over the walls. It was like floor to ceiling anime fucking hentai.
So
just across the entire
Japanese TF2 servers.
Essentially.
like pretty much. But like I went in there and it like loaded all at once too, because it was like a bunch of like fuzzy images I couldn't see. And all of a sudden, bam, and my screen was just full of fucking Miku fucking.
There was a shitload of Miku in there too, because anime finger quotes.
I think after that we went someone like we went and talked to someone, and then she redirected us to like what was it like? It was something like
We went to London.
ridiculous,
We went to the London server, which was like a little mini London or whatever. I remember that place. You had cars. You tried driving it around and kept crashing it.
Little London, like Arrested Development's Little London instead of Little Italy.
And then we went to
and
one
I
of like
think we
the
went to,
base worlds.
Dong UFO.
Oh, my favorite. Went to the base. Okay, there are like multiple like default worlds. There's just like multiple copies of it. We went to like number 3 or some shit, and when we went there were a bunch of assholes just blaring these big special effects all over the place. Like I saw this one in particular was this furry with a fucking like Rayala head from fucking Knights or something, with just all these special effects. Like, what the fuck is this shit? And Ted loaded it, and then his computer exploded, and they blue screened right there. He couldn't handle it at the time.
Right. His computer was trying to help him, give him a favor, save his owner.
It blue screened. That's right. I forgot
You don't
about that.
deserve this. Kills himself.
But that was Second Life, and then like there was like a conga dance that we did.
No, yeah. Okay, so
in
in London, there's this little dance thing you can do these little dances at, and you can do a conga dance, and we got stuck in those poses, so we were just moving around, we were just doing the stupid like dance. We were just fucking doing it. We were like trying to hold on to people in the conga dance, but standing still, and just moving around trying to interact with everything. It was fucking great. I loved it.
I remember us cornering someone and like standing in front of them and just dancing around. Just this party's well attended.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit.
Dirk Diggler and like Mr. Peanut dancing in front of this dude with like the hands out for doing the conga dance.
Yo, you have the gift still. Put that shit in the description. Show people that shit.
I have some of them. I put it up on Push, like PUU.sh, and then they expired after a few months, so I only have a few of
I
them.
thought Push was
I
never
only have a
supposed
few
to
saved as well.
expire. Push never expired for me.
It was after they put up the stupid premium shit.
Fuck that. I don't even have premium. I don't pay for anything.
Now I use Gyazo, which is a pain in the ass because you have to like open it up in Firefox and then copy the image URL. Otherwise, it gives you to a fucking page to draw on it, which I don't want. But that's that. So, Second Life is a fucking terrible program for terrible people. When I played Gaia, I only remember 2 things. 1, my character was Dr. Mario, and I spent like a bunch of money to make that. And then 2, my Gaia profile was straight out of GeoCities. It was like the Wind Waker castle background, and I had so many spitting and fire gifs. Like, 'cause I took fire and I would like skew it and put it on the torches in the background, and I like you'd load it. And on the libraries, because I did this in the public library, I was also playing RuneScape in a public library for literally 6 to 9 hours for like every day during the summer. because it was the only way that me and my little brother could play at the same time. And like I would be there, I'm like, why isn't this loading? I don't understand. And it would try to load in every single fucking spinning Triforce, and it would it would crash Firefox every time.
I'm like the only person who didn't get into all this fucking the stupid fucking online games when I was a kid.
Hey,
like,
Yeah. Alex, you played fucking Wizard 101 when you were an adult. You shut the fuck up.
I played that specifically for the shit post about it, though. Like, that was ironic. That's the fun of it.
What about
like,
RuneScape?
When I never got into RuneScape. I never really got into MapleStory past level, like, 20. I tried it, but didn't like it. I never fucking touched Gaia Online. I've only heard stories, but I never fucking went to that piece of shit. Like, I never did any of this crazy shit. I don't understand what is wrong with you idiots.
Hey, this is my
Here's
friend.
the thing that I would do at RuneScape. I felt like a master manipulator because I wouldn't scam people. What I would do is I would reverse scam because someone would be like, hey, I'm doubling money. And I'd be like, He's like, yeah, just give me 50,000 gold. Okay, here's 500 gold. Because I knew his fucking scam. He's like, okay, here's 1,000. All right, here's 10,000. And then he gives me 20,000. All right, here, I'll do one more just to make sure. And then I'll do 50,000. I'd give him 30,000. And then he'd give me 60,000. It's like, see you later, fucko. I'd put I put a period between each one so it would show up. So I called him fucko. And I just fucking ran right out of there with my sweet 75,000 gold. And that's how I got my first rune scimitar.
I still haven't even gotten Rune Play. I stopped playing that game in like 2005.
That's because RuneScape is like only fun if you're like, hey, I'm 13 years old and I want to play something while I'm doing my fucking math homework.
Hey, people like Glory and Gold play that game, and that guy's like fucking, what, 70?
Well, yeah, I mean, RuneScape, it only appeals to people at the like extremes, either from like 8 to 14 or like 84 to 114.
It's like
Those are the
Lego.
only
It's like
people
1
who
to
play it.
99.
Oh my god. People, you should have seen the people who'd come into Legos. I'd see like people who were like 5, and then I'd see people who were like 55, and then I'd see people who were like 75 who were just like, yeah, I'm adding this to my collection. I'm going to make the USS Governor's ship.
Hey, it says right there, 1 in 99. You can't judge.
Yeah, it's true.
You can only judge if they're 100.
And then you tell them they get out of your store.
You're telling me you're not allowed in here. Sorry.
Fun fact.
Sorry, Gramps.
The only set that has that is the base plate. So only people between the ages of like 3 to 99 can use base plates. Everyone else can use every other set. Because most
Use your fucking Star Wars sets. Get out of here.
Oh my god, it's Lego Star Wars. That's the one thing that kept that fucking company afloat. Without Lego Star Wars, friggin' Lego would have sunk in like the mid 90s. They were going out of business because of Playmobil.
Oh, that's right, because Playmobil was just like, hey, here's Legos, but cheaper.
It's because like Playmobil and Lego are both made in like Denmark or some European, like East European country. And Playmobil is the cheaper one, but all the Europeans buy that. Americans loved Lego, but who cares about America? So they're almost running out of business. And then George Lucasfilm was like, hey, you want to make some Star Wars Lego? And they're like, we don't like war, but I guess we could try. And then they started making more money than Playmobil.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I didn't know that story.
Fun little facts.
I liked Lego Star Wars. I played the games when I was like...
Oh, yeah, everyone
really
loves
little.
that shit.
God,
Oh, funny story about
I
those Lego
remember-
games, actually. When I was at the whorehouse, one of the whores absolutely loves those games. And she
Alex,
fucking...
remember, you haven't told that story on the podcast yet.
I didn't, but here's a little preview of it then. But one of the whores that my friend got loves the Lego games so much that she tries to 100% each and every one of them. And she has a little picture of it on her phone that she showed my friend to prove how much of how cool she is.
Fucking,
I mean, she sounds like the coolest
fucking
horror.
MLG.
Oh, she has an
boys.
amiibo collection, by the way.
Now here's the question: Does she do the Griffin's Amiibo corner thing and see if she could fit it?
It's a reverse amiibo corner. You don't fit it in your mouth. These are the questions.
I remember another funny thing
I
about
almost said
it.
his name out loud.
Wait.
I was gonna say, ask him if she did the reverse amiibo corner.
Oh, one more thing she did. She played a lot of World of Warcraft, and plays a lot of WoW private servers, but didn't want to play Miss Pandaria at the time because it looked too fucking stupid. So that game was too stupid for a whore.
But everyone loves the pandas.
I hate that
Mr.
fucking game.
Pandaria. Which was that the one that had Worgen as well?
No, that was Cataclysm. Cataclysm brought in the Worgen.
We need to do Warcraft lore episode 3 sometime.
Fine, we only have a couple
I know
hundred
Matt
views.
wants
This is
to.
garbage, dude. We gotta keep doing more NOYZ BOYZ. That's the popular shit.
NOYZ
Give us your
BOYZ.
money.
Give us all your Patreon money. That's all right.
Hell yeah. We might actually start a Patreon soon. I don't know. I'm gonna not start it.
It will be like everyone else on the planet.
I don't want to start it until I'm confident. Like, yeah, I got this shit down. This is acceptable quality.
How about
It's
when we get
consistent.
2K subs?
That's a pretty good goal. Because I think we're out 1,700 right now.
Yeah, we're about 1,700. Which is like...
But that's a discussion for later or in secret.
We're way more popular than I ever expected us to be. Like, holy fuck.
I expected like 25. I think it's because I like didn't just shit out an episode without editing them. I think that helped a lot. Like I went through and fucking manually muted instead of... God, I feel like such an idiot because I didn't discover this until like... I don't remember.
It's a learning
super late into
process.
the
It's okay.
podcast. Tim was like, hey, I gave him an episode to edit. And he's like, hey, so I found this remove noise feature that you can use to like remove large swathes of like background noise instead of manually going through and silencing them. And I felt like such a goddamn idiot.
Audacity has a bunch of fun
I've
tricks
been
like
going
that.
through. I know, and I'm slowly learning them. Normalize doesn't work because Tim, when you record Dungeons and Dragons, they're very, very quiet. He talks like about it.
Yeah, but that's in character, because
About
that's
this
pretty
guy.
much how said character...
Gi-
I'm not going to say his name, because you got to watch
Yep.
Revival in order to hear about it, but...
I would say his name because he's the best.
He really
character.
is.
Gorgrek John Brick Smasher. He's so good. I love John.
John is the
He's best
John is
boy.
the reason that my girlfriend actually created this character who is a mermaid in a wheelchair with a poncho over her tail, who has like an American flag bikini and a cowboy hat, and she carries 2 pistol revolvers. And she's a cowgirl.
Hell
It's
yeah.
the best character I've ever thought of, and that's the reason why I'm making a D&D campaign.
Okay, so next episode
just
I'm totally
imagine,
doing
like-
the whorehouse. Holy fuck, I just thought of it. We're doing that.
Like when I think of that character, I imagine like it's like an old wheelchair, so it's got like the footrest, but in the footrest, it's just like a basin of water, and her mermaid tail is just like sitting
Yeah,
in the
and-
water as the poncho's
yeah.
covering her, and she wheels.
And
herself
people are just
around.
like, oh, I like your shiny little feet there. It's like, they're my good designer shoes. Don't you touch them.
they're my good boy shoes.
Oh, so it's like Tad's character, but they don't actually know like what he looks like.
Yeah.
My character is Dr. Patton Normstrom.
But I'm actually making the campaign
Please
sort
clap.
of like Revival. If you guys want to, go support that, watch that video, watch those videos, and listen to those podcasts. But it's like they're humans, and then there's like the more human-looking monstrous races, like elves and dwarves and shit, and they're like living in symbiosis. And from there, like there's like, oh, there's a mermaid in a wheelchair, but she looks like a cowgirl, so she's gotta be human. But then it's like, oh, look at this old granny. Why is she green? Oh, she's sick. No, she's actually an orc. Shh, don't tell anyone.
She's green. She's got green around.
She
her
just wants her
gills.
beats. She's just looking for her little beats. Shit like that. And like that sparked this huge like idea that I have already made up. I already have this concoction. But some fun D&D stories that I have, actually. My friends group that I was invited into once and I helped DM with, they one time RP'd breakfast for an entire session. A 4-hour long session.
Breakfast doesn't even last.
I
that
know.
long.
And they spent the whole session eating breakfast.
That sounds like a hoot. Now.
And there was another part where, like, my one friend, who shall not be named, and this other guy were acting super autistic, and, like, eventually it evolved into them going to, like, party at this tavern, and them two go upstairs into this secluded bedroom, pass out after, being totally not ERPing, and our other friend, who is literally just John, because every gunslinger in a D&D game is called John, walks up there, just says, shakes his head, and walks down, goes away. Just...
What, intonation?
What? No, it was just, that makes sense, and walks off.
So okay, so at least there was a fade to black. Your DM didn't sit. You didn't sit there back.
Yeah, well,
Describe it. Describe it to
this
me.
DM is the kind of guy who would probably try to make them do that, because he would like to hit on me occasionally, to the point that he was just like, hey, so, you doing anything tonight? And I'm like, yes, I am extremely busy. Oh, I just wanted to know if you wanted to Skype chat for a bit, private one-on-one session. I'm like, No, I'm extremely busy. Please leave.
It must be so awkward, like, being gay and having straight people hit on you.
Well, I'm bi, so it's like, I don't really care.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, like, Alex, I'm the one you should talk to about that because I get hit on by gay people constantly. It happened at work like a few weeks ago.
What?
Like, oh,
What? Is it always you?
I don't know. It's always... I don't get it, Alex. Gay people, like, flock to me. I don't like it. Get them
Just
out
set
of
off-
here.
you
Well,
set off
it's like those, it's like that shitty Control-Delete comic where it's just like, alright, the gay romance option. I'm not gonna fuck this up. Hi. And it's just him fucking him. Damn it.
Literally me.
But a fun thing that my friend, who shall not be named, I'm just gonna keep calling him who shall not be named, who did
He knows what he did.
he made this character with 3 intelligence. Let that sink in.
This is gonna probably go.
That's the.
I assume that's super low. It's
That's
like out of 10.
That's the least amount of intelligence you can have and still be considered like sapient, like a human, or being able to make words come out of your mouth. And so he was like a knight. He was a paladin, and his noble steed was an anvil, an actual anvil he would carry around underneath his legs.
Did it move like a fucking SpongeBob rock?
No. He had like a sound that made it sound like it was galloping.
It's a rock.
And he
making gallop.
Yeah, and he did this thing where he went to this like merchant and he was like, I sense evil here, and I'm like, shit. I just wanted this to be a generic gray area catfolk dude. And so he's just like, I sense evil here. I need to enter your house. And he just breaks in, goes into the catfolk's basement. There are rat folk underneath. And I'm just sitting there like, shit, I gotta make a map. I make this map in like 2 minutes. And it's like, oh, there are rat folk here. And they're trying to, they steal stuff and bring them to the catfolk. And I'm just like making this shit up as I go. And he's just sitting there like, I'm going to break your campaign as fast as I possibly can. And I'm sitting here just playing the cards, trying to make him play with me.
One of those.
But he's the best. Like he does that kind of stuff, but I love him because he does that in order to make me better myself as storytelling. And then in doing that, I make him try to break my game even more. And it just we balance each other out. He and I are like you and Alex pretty much.
One of you does all the work while the other one sits back and eats baby carrots.
Hey, I don't eat carrots, I eat goldfish crackers.
That's right, you subsist entirely on like pepperoni pizza, Doritos, because whenever we would hang out, there was always a designated Doritos rag. I remember that.
Yeah, because I didn't like using napkins.
Wipe our Dorito hands on.
Doritos rag.
So pepperoni pizza, Doritos, Pringles, Dr. Thunder, and Mountain Dew.
Hey,
That's
first
all
off,
you
I drink
fucking eat.
Sprite, not Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's fucking stupid. And you drink Dr. Thunder, and I don't eat Pringles anymore. It's all about that goldfish crackers, alright? That shit's the bomb. And I don't eat Ritz crackers anymore, because I always kept feeding them to my dog, Jasper. Did you like those crackers, Jasper? Yeah, you did, you big old fat bastard.
Jasper he's a big old fat dog.
He's not actually all that
That's what
fat,
he
I just
is.
call him fat.
I love dogs.
And he's a fat dog, Alex.
Humans do not deserve dogs. They're the best creature in the world.
I don't like any pets. I think they're annoying. I'd rather not have one. I had a goldfish that lived for, I think, 14 years.
How is
I
that
have
even
no idea.
possible? I thought they only lived for like 3.
Never fed him.
Goldfish
I
actually
never fed him.
are like meant to live for a long ass time. If you treat them right, they'll
Interesting.
live for like 20 years.
Huh.
Like, we would clean his bowl and stuff, but, like, I never fed that fish my entire life.
Maybe your mom
He's been there since I was in grade school, and I just never...
maybe your mom fed him that bird that she killed.
My mom drowned a bird in front of me.
Fed it to the goldfish.
The weak should fear the strong.
See, we really are 2 peas in a pod. You're like, my stepbrother killed a fish in front of me, and then your mom killed a bird in front of you.
I actually, when I went to go visit my friend in Virginia Beach, we were looking at like the different, like the generic surf shacks and shit, and they all had like hermit crab areas, and we're like, why are there only big ones? And this guy just walks up to me and goes, oh, it's because the bigger ones eat the smaller ones. And we just sat there as we watched like one hermit crab poke at another one's shell and pick out some meat and just start consuming it. And we're just sitting there like,
Gee,
The weak should fear the strong.
the bigger ones eat the smaller ones.
Rules of nature,
this is
my
another
dude.
story. I think I already told it, but I'm going to tell it again. Where we captured a frog when we were on like a hike, and then we let it go, and it jumps into this little puddle and swims out, and it gets eaten by a giant frog.
That's nature, dude.
I saw a video like
The
that.
weak should fear
I saw a
the
video
strong.
like that. This guy was like reeling in a shark. Like I want to say like a bull shark or something. It was like a pretty big shark, like the size of a normal human adult male's leg. And this other fish just comes out of the deep and just swallows it whole and takes it down. It was
And
terrifying.
then takes the fishing pole out.
Yeah, he took the fishing pole. The whole thing went under. It was like in the middle of the ocean too. So this was like a fucking monster fish.
The ocean's all sorts of fucked up. I don't want to go out there.
I remember a
That
video
spooks
like
me.
that where I saw this family was taking care of this little rabbit that was injured. They finally finished taking care of it. They let it go in the wild, and then Hawk just comes down and takes it right off the fucking road, but right on camera. And the dad's just like, well, that's life.
That's life. Oh, all right. I think that's a good place to cut this, Noise Boys, for now.
Oh yeah, we got a long-ass episode there. You're gonna have fun with this one.
I've had worse. You haven't edited 6 lines of audio for Dungeons and Dragons. Speaking of, you can listen to that. I know Alex hasn't because he's a fuckboy. You can listen to Revival, a Dungeons and Dragons real play podcast, here on this YouTube channel. Pow, 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 pow. That's me making finger guns with my microphone. Or on iTunes, shit like that. There's like a Discord in the description of each episode now that I'm putting up there for people. That's where Liz found us. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.